Mastering your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever have because every result in your life begins with the thoughts you choose to focus on. Your mind is the command center of your life. It directs your energy, shapes your decisions, and determines the level of effort you put into every action. Success, happiness, and fulfillment are not accidental. They are the natural outcomes of a mind trained to think clearly, act intentionally, and stay focused on what truly matters. If you can control your mind, you can control your results. If you can shape your thoughts, you can shape your reality. Every day you are faced with choices, distractions, and challenges. Your mind will pull you in countless directions, tempting you with fear, doubt, or procrastination. But the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who fall short is the ability to take control of those thoughts and direct them toward solutions instead of problems. A masterful mind does not dwell on what is out of control. It focuses on what can be influenced, improved, and acted upon. It sees obstacles as temporary, challenges as lessons, and setbacks as opportunities to grow stronger. By mastering your mind, you transform every barrier into a stepping stone. Thoughts are not harmless. They are the blueprint of your life. Negative thinking, self-doubt, and indecision will produce weak results. Positive, focused, and intentional thinking will produce results that exceed your expectations. It starts with awareness. Recognizing the patterns of your mind, the fears, the excuses, and the limiting beliefs is the first step toward mastery. Once you see them, you can choose to replace them with thoughts that empower, inspire, and drive you forward. Mental mastery is not about eliminating difficulty, it's about controlling your response to it and ensuring that every thought serves your purpose. Your mind also governs your emotions, and your emotions govern your actions. When you train your mind to stay calm, focused, and solution-oriented, you gain control over your emotional state. You no longer react impulsively or allow frustration to derail your progress. You develop clarity in decision-making, strength under pressure, and persistence in the face of adversity. Results are the natural outcome of a mind that remains steady, disciplined, and resilient, even when circumstances are unpredictable. Consistency is a key component of mastering your mind. Daily mental practice, whether through focus, reflection, visualization, or self-discipline, strengthens your ability to think clearly and act intentionally. Every time you deliberately choose the thoughts that serve your goals, you are training your mind to operate at a higher level. Over time, this creates a mental muscle that automatically guides you toward better decisions, smarter actions, and stronger results. Mastering your mind is a daily commitment, and each day you invest in it compounds into the extraordinary outcomes you desire. Ultimately, mastering your mind is about taking full responsibility for your results. It's about understanding that your achievements are a reflection of your inner state. You cannot control every external factor, but you can control your thoughts, your focus, and your effort. When your mind is disciplined, your actions become intentional, and your results become predictable. The stronger your mental mastery, the more consistently you can turn your vision into reality. When you commit to mastering your mind, you stop being a passive observer in your own life. You become the architect of your future, the director of your actions, and the captain of your results. Nothing can stop a mind that is trained, focused, and aligned with its purpose. Master your mind and everything else will follow: your decisions, your actions, your results, and ultimately your life. Your thoughts shape your reality, and controlling them is the first step to achieving your goals, because every action you take, every decision you make, and every result you experience begins in the mind. Your thoughts are the lens through which you view the world. They determine your perceptions, your emotions, and your behaviors. When your thoughts are scattered, negative, or filled with doubt, your actions follow suit. You hesitate, procrastinate, or settle for less than your potential. But when your thoughts are focused, positive, and aligned with your goals, your actions become deliberate, your decisions become smarter, and your results improve dramatically. The reality you experience is a direct reflection of the quality of the thoughts you consistently entertain. Most people underestimate the power of the mind because they focus on external factors, circumstances, resources, or luck as the determinants of success. Yet every obstacle, every challenge, and every opportunity is filtered through your thoughts. Two people can face the same situation, and their outcomes can be completely different because of how they think. One sees failure, while the other sees a lesson. One sees limitation, while the other sees possibility. Controlling your thoughts is not ignoring reality. It's about choosing the perspective that empowers you to take action, learn, and grow. It's about understanding that your inner dialogue sets the course for your external reality. Thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are the blueprint for your actions. What you think consistently affects what you do, how you react, and what you attract. Negative thoughts breed hesitation, fear, and avoidance. Positive, focused thoughts breed confidence, courage, and persistence. Every thought you allow to dominate your mind either strengthens your path toward your goals or weakens it. By taking control of your thoughts, you gain the power to direct your energy, attention, and effort toward the things that matter most. You begin to act intentionally rather than react impulsively. You move from being a passenger in your life to being the driver. The first step in controlling your thoughts is awareness. You must notice the patterns that run through your mind, the self-doubt, the fears, the excuses, and the limiting beliefs. Awareness allows you to recognize which thoughts serve you and which thoughts hold you back. Once you identify negative or unproductive patterns, you can choose to replace them with thoughts that empower you. For example, when doubt arises, you can counter it with evidence of past successes. When fear tries to stop you, you can replace it with a thought of courage and possibility. This process of consciously selecting your thoughts is what transforms your mental landscape from chaotic to intentional. Controlling your thoughts also requires discipline. It's not enough to occasionally think positively or attempt to focus for a few moments. Your mind must be trained through repeated effort and consistent practice. Techniques such as visualization, affirmations, journaling, and mindfulness can help. But the real change happens when you integrate this practice into your daily life. Each time you deliberately redirect your thoughts toward your goals, you strengthen your mental muscles. Over time, positive, focused thinking becomes automatic. Your mind begins to default to thoughts that support growth, action, and achievement rather than drifting toward negativity or doubt. The connection between thought and action is powerful because action amplifies thought. When you control your mind, your actions become aligned with your intentions. Each step you take toward your goal reinforces your belief in yourself and your capabilities. You begin to experience small wins that build confidence, and that confidence fuels further action. It becomes a cycle of positive reinforcement. Controlled thoughts lead to intentional action, which produces results, which then strengthen your mental focus. In this way, mastering your thoughts accelerates your progress and creates momentum toward your goals. Moreover, controlling your thoughts allows you to respond rather than react. Life is full of unexpected events, challenges, and setbacks. Without control over your thoughts, you are at the mercy of circumstance. You react emotionally, make impulsive decisions, and often derail your own progress. But when you control your mind, you choose your response. You analyze the situation, identify your options, and take action that aligns with your long-term objectives. This ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively separates those who achieve lasting success from those who struggle. Finally, mastering your thoughts transforms your perception of yourself and the world. When you think with clarity, purpose, and positivity, you begin to see possibilities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of problems, and opportunities instead of limitations. Your confidence grows because you know you can rely on your mind to guide you. Your motivation becomes self-sustaining because your thoughts continually reinforce your commitment to your goals. You no longer wait for external circumstances to dictate your results. Instead, you create them from the inside out. Controlling your thoughts is not a one-time achievement. It is a lifelong practice. Each day presents new challenges, new distractions, and new temptations to drift into negative thinking. But every moment you consciously choose to direct your thoughts toward purpose, growth, and possibility, you reinforce the reality you are creating. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life, and the ability to control them is the foundation of every achievement. By mastering your mind, you take the first and most important step toward mastering your results, your goals, and your destiny. A disciplined mind produces clarity, focus, and intentional actions that lead to consistent results. Because discipline is the framework that transforms scattered energy into productive effort. Without discipline, even the most brilliant ideas, the strongest desires, and the deepest ambitions can remain dormant, lost in distraction and indecision. The mind without control is like a ship without a rudder. It moves, but it drifts wherever the currents push it. Discipline gives your mind structure. It teaches it to prioritize, to resist impulses, and to concentrate on the tasks that have the greatest impact. With a disciplined mind, you gain the ability to cut through the noise of everyday life and see what truly matters. Clarity emerges because you are no longer overwhelmed by endless options, doubts, and conflicting thoughts. You know your purpose, you understand your priorities, and you can make decisions with confidence and precision. Focus is the natural product of a disciplined mind. When your mental energy is directed deliberately toward a goal, distractions lose their power. You stop wasting time on trivial matters, unproductive comparisons, or endless second-guessing. Your attention is concentrated on what will move you forward, on the small but crucial actions that compound into progress. Focus allows you to enter a state of flow where your actions become seamless and efficient. Tasks that once felt daunting or overwhelming are accomplished with clarity because your mind is fully engaged in the process. Distraction becomes an inconvenience, not a derailment, because your discipline keeps you returning to what matters most, moment after moment. Intentional action flows naturally from clarity and focus. When you know what you want and can concentrate on it without interference, your actions are deliberate rather than reactive. You no longer drift through your day, hoping that effort will produce results by chance. Every step you take has purpose. Every decision aligns with your larger objectives. Intentionality ensures that your energy is not wasted on things that don't serve your goals, and it increases the efficiency and effectiveness of your efforts. Actions become meaningful, measurable, and directed, creating a reliable path to the results you desire. A disciplined mind also builds resilience. Life is full of interruptions, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. Without mental discipline, these obstacles can easily shake your focus and cloud your judgment, but a disciplined mind remains steady. It knows how to recover quickly, stay on course, and maintain commitment, even when conditions are less than ideal. The discipline to control your attention and thoughts ensures that temporary difficulties don't become permanent roadblocks. This resilience, born of mental discipline, is what allows consistent results to emerge even in the face of adversity. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen focus, sharpen clarity, and reinforce intentional action. Consistency itself is a byproduct of mental discipline. When your mind is trained to prioritize, focus, and act with purpose, you begin to perform the right actions repeatedly. Success is rarely instantaneous. It is the result of compounded effort over time. A disciplined mind ensures that you keep showing up, doing what matters, and taking deliberate steps toward your goals day after day. Each repeated action reinforces the next, creating momentum that steadily moves you closer to your objectives. This consistency produces results that are reliable, predictable, and sustainable because they are built on a foundation of disciplined thought and action rather than random effort or fleeting motivation. Mental discipline also allows for better decision-making. When your mind is clear and focused, you can evaluate options objectively, weigh consequences thoughtfully, and choose actions that align with your long-term vision. Indecision, impulsivity, and reactive behavior are replaced by strategic thinking and deliberate choice. This ability to act intentionally reduces wasted effort, prevents unnecessary mistakes, and increases the likelihood that your actions will produce meaningful outcomes. A disciplined mind doesn't just work harder, it works smarter, ensuring that every effort contributes directly to your results. Finally, a disciplined mind creates a sense of control and empowerment. When you can direct your thoughts, manage your focus, and take intentional actions, you no longer feel like a victim of circumstances. You understand that your results are the product of your own choices and effort. This sense of control strengthens confidence and self-belief, which further fuels consistent performance. You stop relying on external conditions or bursts of motivation to drive success. Instead, your mental discipline becomes the engine that powers your actions, momentum, and results. In essence, a disciplined mind transforms potential into reality. It brings clarity to confusion, focus to distraction, and intentionality to action. It enables you to move forward steadily, overcome challenges with resilience, and achieve results that are consistent, measurable, and impactful. By training your mind to operate with discipline, you gain the most important advantage in life, the ability to turn thoughts into actions and actions into lasting success. Mastery of your mind allows you to manage emotions, stay calm under pressure, and make better decisions because the mind is the control center of every experience you encounter. Emotions are powerful forces that influence your actions, your thinking, and ultimately your results. Without control, emotions can dominate your behavior, causing impulsive reactions, poor choices, and missed opportunities. But when you learn to master your mind, you gain the ability to observe your emotions rather than be controlled by them. You recognize that feelings are temporary signals, not directives, and that your response to them determines your outcomes. Mastery of your mind doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means understanding them, channeling them, and using them strategically to guide your actions rather than hinder them. Staying calm under pressure is one of the most valuable skills that comes from mental mastery. Life inevitably presents high-stress situations. deadlines, conflicts, setbacks, and unexpected obstacles. The difference between those who succeed and those who falter often comes down to how they respond in these moments. A mind under control remains steady, clear, and deliberate, even when external circumstances are chaotic. Calmness doesn't imply passivity. It is the ability to think clearly, act rationally, and maintain perspective despite stress. When your mind is disciplined, you don't react impulsively to pressure. Instead, you approach challenges strategically, assessing options, weighing consequences, and taking action that serves your long-term goals. Calmness allows you to maintain efficiency and effectiveness even when everything around you seems unstable. Emotional management is closely tied to decision-making. Every decision you make is influenced, consciously or unconsciously, by your emotional state. When your mind is mastered, you recognize when fear, anger, frustration, or impatience are clouding judgment. You can pause, recalibrate, and approach choices with clarity and logic. This doesn't mean ignoring your instincts or intuition. It means ensuring that your decisions are intentional rather than reactive. Mastery of your mind gives you the capacity to distinguish between emotions that provide valuable information and emotions that distort your perception. It allows you to leverage your emotions for motivation and energy without allowing them to derail your focus or compromise your actions. Decision-making under pressure also benefits from a disciplined mind because mastery creates mental space for critical thinking. Instead of being hijacked by stress or distraction, you can evaluate situations objectively, prioritize effectively, and anticipate outcomes. A trained mind can analyze multiple factors, foresee potential challenges, and select the most strategic path forward. By controlling your mental state, you reduce the influence of impulsivity, anxiety, and bias, allowing your decisions to reflect wisdom, experience, and purpose rather than emotion-driven reaction. Mastery of the mind also strengthens resilience. Life is unpredictable and setbacks are inevitable. Without mental control, it's easy to become overwhelmed, discouraged, or paralyzed when faced with adversity. But a mastered mind allows you to process challenges calmly, learn from mistakes, and adapt quickly. Emotional stability under pressure means that you can maintain consistency and momentum even when circumstances are difficult. You become capable of making progress regardless of external conditions because your internal state remains steady and aligned with your goals. Another aspect of mental mastery is the ability to respond proactively rather than reactively. When you control your thoughts and emotions, you are able to anticipate challenges, prepare solutions, and act in alignment with your objectives. Instead of being swept away by stress or negativity, you remain centered and solution-focused. This proactive approach not only improves decision quality, but also prevents unnecessary mistakes and wasted effort. By mastering your mind, you ensure that your responses are deliberate, strategic, and aligned with the results you want to achieve. Finally, mastering your mind cultivates confidence and self-trust. When you know that you can manage your emotions, remain calm under pressure, and make sound decisions, you develop a deep belief in your ability to handle any situation. This confidence reinforces your focus and determination, creating a positive feedback loop. The more control you have over your mind, the more confident you become, and the more confident you are, the better you manage your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This cycle of mental mastery, emotional control, and strategic decision-making is what separates consistent achievers from those who falter under pressure. In essence, mastery of the mind is the key to navigating life's challenges with grace and effectiveness. It allows you to transform stress into clarity, pressure into focus, and emotions into tools rather than obstacles. By gaining control over your thoughts and responses, you create the conditions for better decisions, stronger resilience, and sustained success. A mind in mastery is not just a tool, it is the foundation upon which every achievement, every breakthrough, and every result is built. Daily mental practice strengthens your ability to act with purpose and align actions with goals because the mind, like any other muscle, grows stronger with consistent training. Just as physical exercise develops endurance and strength in the body, regular mental discipline develops clarity, focus, and the ability to make intentional choices. Without deliberate mental practice, your mind drifts, distracted by fleeting thoughts, emotions, and external influences. You may have the desire to succeed, but without practice, your actions often lack direction and consistency. Daily mental training trains your brain to operate with precision, purpose, and alignment, ensuring that your efforts directly support your objectives rather than dissipate into wasted energy or reactionary behavior. The foundation of mental practice is awareness. Each day you learn to observe your thoughts, notice patterns, and identify beliefs that either empower or limit you. Awareness allows you to distinguish between thoughts that drive action and thoughts that create hesitation or doubt. By consistently practicing this observation, you develop the skill to choose empowering thoughts over limiting ones, which naturally leads to purposeful actions. The more aware you become of your mental patterns, the easier it is to redirect your energy toward productive behaviors, ensuring that your daily activities are aligned with your long-term goals. Visualization is a key tool in daily mental practice. When you vividly imagine achieving your goals, your mind begins to map out the steps necessary to reach them. This mental rehearsal strengthens neural pathways associated with focus, strategy, and problem solving. By visualizing success daily, you prepare your mind to act decisively when opportunities arise. You reduce hesitation, anticipate challenges, and increase your readiness to take the actions required. Visualization is not a substitute for effort, but it primes your mind to move with purpose, making your actions more effective and aligned with your intentions. Affirmations and self-talk also play a crucial role in mental training. Repeating empowering statements about your abilities, goals, and commitment strengthens your confidence and reinforces a mindset geared toward action. Daily reinforcement of positive, purposeful thoughts helps your mind internalize the belief that your efforts matter and that your goals are achievable. Over time, this mental conditioning ensures that when you face challenges, your first response is rooted in determination and focus rather than doubt or hesitation. Your thoughts become aligned with your desired outcomes, naturally guiding your actions toward progress. Mindfulness and reflection are additional components of daily mental practice. By setting aside time each day to reflect on your actions, assess your decisions, and consider improvements, you create a feedback loop that enhances alignment with your goals. Reflection allows you to identify which actions are effective and which are distractions, giving you the insight needed to adjust your behavior and maintain purpose. Mindfulness keeps your attention anchored in the present moment, preventing the mind from wandering into unproductive worry or regret and ensuring that your energy is applied strategically toward meaningful progress. The cumulative effect of daily mental practice is the development of intentionality. Each repetition strengthens your ability to act with focus, to prioritize what truly matters, and to resist impulses that do not serve your objectives. This intentionality becomes automatic over time. You no longer need to constantly remind yourself to stay aligned with your goals because your mental training has embedded the habits, thought patterns, and decision-making processes necessary for success. Purposeful action becomes your default mode, and alignment with your objectives becomes effortless. Daily mental practice also fosters resilience and adaptability. Life rarely unfolds perfectly, and unexpected challenges can derail even the most well-laid plans. However, a mind that is trained consistently through mental practice is better equipped to handle uncertainty. You learn to pause, reassess, and redirect your efforts without losing momentum. Your actions remain aligned with your goals even when circumstances are difficult because mental discipline is strengthened, your ability to maintain focus and clarity under pressure. Ultimately, daily mental practice transforms potential into action. It ensures that your goals are not just abstract ideas but living targets that guide your daily decisions and behaviors. By investing in your mental training consistently, you build the capacity to act with precision, focus, and unwavering purpose. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions become aligned, creating a powerful feedback loop in which clarity drives action, action produces results, and results reinforce clarity. This alignment is the engine that converts ambition into achievement, dreams into reality, and potential into measurable success.